In 2001, I was sentenced to life in prison. I don't pretend it's not my fault, because it is. It's not easy to look back on the things I've done and the person I used to be. It's not the confinement and incarceration that bothers me much these days. I've pretty much grown accustomed to prison life. What does bother me, however, is that I cannot escape the fact that my violence hurt other people. I really am deeply ashamed of that. I wish I could go back and change it. That's never who I wanted to be, but it is who I was. Nothing I can ever do will change that. What I can do is use the mistakes of my past to help other people. That's really why I chose to use my time pursuing an education in the first place. Education continues to be very important to me. And education opens doors that were once closed and locked to me. I've earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in counseling, and now I have a real shot to make a difference. I was a criminal, addicted to drugs and alcohol, unsure of who I wanted to be, and afraid of the very things that made me unique. I was a thug for real, and I'm not today. But you can't just not be something. You have to become something else. So I want to combine the lessons of my past with my formal education in order to reach people who may be going through similar struggles. I'll never be able to give back all that I've taken, but maybe I can help a few people before they make the same mistakes I did. The following is my Bachelor of Arts degree graduation that took place on September 4th, 2015, here in the chapel at Eastern Oregon Correctional Institution. My words are sincere, so I hope you like it.
Has worked industriously for several years, and the outcome of that is that he has earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in counseling from Hobe Sound College. And not only did he earn the degree, but he did it with high honors. So, Mr. Burnham.
First of all, I'd like to thank my mother, who was here today. Even when I did not deserve her generosity, she completely financed my education. Could we give her a round of applause? I'd also like to thank my sister for her support over the last few years, and my Aunt Lana deserves thanks as well. You have been a pillar of stability in the many chaotic seasons of my life. I would not be standing here as a college graduate if it were not for my family's faith in me. I'm grateful, and I'll never forget it. I'm also extremely thankful for the staff in the education department. I can be annoying from time to time, so thank you for putting up with me. I'm a better man because of your involvement in my life. Mr. Dalbert Walker, my contact at Hobe Sound, certainly deserves my gratitude as well. He was instrumental in getting me everything I needed, and I'm thankful for his help. And to my best friend, Martin Lockett, there are no words. He and I rarely agreed on anything, but his willingness to argue with me and challenge my views significantly contributed to the depth and quality of my education. I can't thank him enough. Finally, I'd like to thank God for the opportunity, support, and time I needed to pursue a college education. To the GED graduates, congratulations. You guys have worked hard and your perseverance has paid off. Now you've accomplished something that will benefit your future. And to those moving into GED, keep working hard. If you want to shine when everybody's looking, you've got to polish when nobody's looking. Success is a grind, and it takes time. A line in a popular song says, "Time is a wheel in constant motion, always pulling us along. Tell me who wants to look back on their years and wonder where those years are gone." That feels more poignant for those of us in prison, because time in prison can so easily become time wasted. My time in prison has forced me to reassess the way I view myself, the way I view others, and the way I meet my needs. I've been incarcerated for 15 years, and deservedly so. There was a time when I was not a good person. Time is made up of individual moments. The decisions made today will determine the options and limitations of tomorrow. The choices made in a single moment can change a life forever. But perhaps most importantly, the choices made almost always affect someone else. After enough time passes, the accumulation of our decisions tell a story of how we have impacted the world and often predict how we'll impact the world tomorrow. For a long time, I wondered if a person can change his impact after doing time in prison, or even while still in prison. In 2004, I lived in a 4-man cell. One of my cellmates at the time was one of those guys that can get under anyone's skin. I had a mild to moderate confrontation with him every single day. Although we never really discussed it, my 2 other cellmates and I felt more relaxed. Every time we would leave, there was a collective calm. And whenever he returned, he brought tension and conflict with him. Yet he was totally oblivious to how he affected others. I watched this guy for a long time and I thought, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want life to get better because I left the room. I want life to be better because I was there. I felt that deeply, but I didn't know how to accomplish that goal. It was then that I realized I had negatively impacted the world and my family virtually my entire life. I've heard it said that people will not change until they've had enough. Well, I had had enough. Not of what was happening to me. I had had enough of who I was. When I came to prison, I was a tornado of selfishness, violence, and greed. I was unable to be honest with myself or anyone else. I hurt everyone around me in one way or another. I contributed nothing positive to the world at all. And I had not accomplished anything of significance. I didn't even have a GED. Now I've earned a Bachelor of Arts degree, and I'm currently working on a Master's degree. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, only 32% of Americans over 25 have a bachelor's degree. And now I'm one of them. All that is literally a dream come true, but my educational journey has taught me a few things that go beyond the classroom. I've learned that I cannot positively impact my environment without authenticity and congruency. I must live out the person I was designed to be and stop trying to be someone I'm not. I've learned that I end up damaging others and myself when I fail to take responsibility for my actions. I've learned to accept the fact that I'm not perfect, although I'm still working on accepting the fact that I never will be. I've learned that I can change the way I impact the world, but changes only happen one moment at a time. Yet within each moment, I have the choice. I determine my impact. I'd like to close with my favorite statement by Jack London. He wrote, "I would rather be ashes than dust. I would rather that my spark should burn out in a brilliant blaze than it should be stifled by dry rock. I would rather be a superb meteor, every atom of me in a magnificent glow, than a sleepy and permanent planet. The proper function of man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days in trying to prolong them. I shall use my time." I couldn't have said it better myself. Although I'm not yet the man I want to be, I can honestly say I'm not the angry, self-centered person I used to be. Someone once told me that he always knew I would end up in prison. Well, prison is not the end of my story. Thank you.